request Professor Y.B. Darvi, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, to welcome the audience. Over to you, sir.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. I, Mr. Y.B. Dalvi, Faculty, Department of Botany, would like to welcome for the World Environment Day Program 2021. Every year, we conduct World Environment Day on 5th June, but due to tight schedule of students and participants of Belgaum and surrounding places, we are conducting the program today on 6th June 2021. On behalf of Department of Botany and Zoology, GSS College, I welcome today's speaker, Professor S.Y. Prabhu, Management Member, SKA Society. I welcome management members of SKA Society, invitees, Principal of GSS College, Dr. N.D. Hegde sir. I welcome all faculty members and participant students. The World Environment Day is celebrated on 5th June every year. The theme for this year is Reimagine, Recreate, Restore, as this year marks the beginning of the United Nations Decade on Ecosystem Restoration. This is our movement. We cannot turn back time, but we can grow trees, green our cities, rewild our gardens, change our diets, and clean up rivers and coasts. We are the generation that can make peace with nature. World Environment Day is celebrated to highlight the significance of environment protection, preservation, enhancement, and to raise the importance of the healthy and green environment in the human lives, with a view to deepening environmental awareness. People celebrate World Environment Day in many different ways all over the world. Planting trees, cleaning up local beaches, organizing meetings, joining online protests, etc. The staff and the students of GSS College on this occasion have taken the responsibility to conserve the threatened plant species of different forest areas into our botanical garden. With this, I once again welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Basavaraj Gondadkar, lecturer in Department of Zoology, to introduce today's honorable chief guest, Professor S.Y. Prabhu, sir. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our today's chief speaker, Professor S.Y. Prabhu. Professor S.Y. Prabhu is the management member of SKA Society, Belgaum. He is also the he was the ex-principal of GSS College. He is also partner in Electrofabric, Belgaum. Professor S.Y. Prabhu pursued his MSc in Zoology, Marine Biology, in the year 1974 from Karnataka University, Dharwad. He then joined GSS College as a lecturer in Zoology in 1975, and after a long service of 38 years, was superannuated in 2013. Professor S.Y. Prabhu has been invited as guest lecturer and resource person at various occasions and has delivered several lectures on water awareness, energy awareness, stress management, pollution, reduce use of plastic, carbon credits, etc. He is actively involved in environmental related programs such as Sahyadri Ecological Sensitive Area, SESA, Bhimgad Sanctuary, Madai River Project, etc. He is a member of Nature Lovers Club and Paryavarni Belgaum. His hobbies are playing table tennis, nature trekking, and reading. With this brief introduction, I would like to welcome our today's guest speaker, Professor S.Y. Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request today's chief guest, Professor S.Y. Prabhu, sir, to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning, everybody. At the outset, I'm thankful to Principal GSS College, Dr. Indu Hegde, and Head of Departments of Botany and Zoology for giving me an opportunity to share my ideas of climate change with, with you all. Well, I have to congratulate the department for having organized such programs for, for the students to create awareness of environment awareness, okay, and take care of their lifestyle and everything. I really congratulate the department. Well, one more thing I want to tell you about the department. Botany and Zoology department in GSS College are unique because if you go and see anywhere in any other college, the Botany and Zoology departments are something like rivals. But here, they have been living together since the inception of the department, over 40 years. And that's great about these two departments and the great about the GSS College. Thank you. Now coming back to the issue that is given to me to discuss, climate change and me. So climate change, we'll discuss about what is climate change, and me, I would like to say what I understand from it, and I would like to share with you to understand the whole situation and decide your action plan. Well, so the first stage, please. Well, when we talk about anything about the earth, the most important thing is we start from the earth. Understand earth first. Okay? First, this is the one where you can see Mother Earth and any other planet. Here is taken Mars. Well, what this picture says? It says the Mother Earth is a blue planet, looks lively. When it was first seen by Dr. Lovelock in 80s, he coined the term blue planet or blue marble. And he said this marble is living. It's not any ordinary planet, it's a unique planet which is living. So I would like to share with you all, friends, it's not that Earth is, living because we live in the Earth. We live in the Earth because Earth is living. So our existence is because of our planet. Well, second thing, our Earth has got the life. Earth life is supposed to be, roughly 5,000 million years, of which around 3,600 million years there has been life. Of course, there could be difference of few million years here and there. Well, in this 3,600 million years, the one group of organisms which has been living continuously are microorganisms. They have been first to be first life activity on this earth. They lived only as microbes with competing. They lived in water, they lived in air, they lived in soil, and made this earth living. And for 3,000 years, 3,000 million years, they were living here. 600 million years back, something happened and new life came into existence. And that new life is visible life, plants, animals, and so many, fungi and all this, which are visible, they came 600 million years. Well, and the man has entered this scene about 2 lakhs of years. Okay, so the earth, the atma of the earth, or life atma of the earth is microbes. That we have to realize. Second thing, in this earth, nothing comes from outside, nothing goes from earth to outside. Only thing that comes in is sunlight. And then it lives on sunlight and the chemical energy or whatever heat energy earth has. Plus, everything else is recycling in there. So recycling is the purpose, there is zero waste in the earth. Well, so what I mean to say is the carbon atom that I have today, which making my protein, we're making proteins of the dinosaurs couple of million years back. The same molecules were making that made trilobites still earlier. Okay, so this is what we have to understand of the earth, that earth is living, Recycling and zero waste is the core idea of the earth, and amongst all living beings, we call plant producers, animals consumers, and microbes which are recycling. Today we know that everywhere microbes are required. Even 80% of the energy flow, even now, is through microbes. So microbes is the heart of our living system. Next, please. This living earth, if you see the map, here you will find India is a north hemisphere from 8 degree north to 23 degree north. And if you look at this area completely over the world, you can see in Africa, it's all white color. Till India, it's white color. In America, there's hardly any portion, but that's North Mexican deserts. And similarly, the South American, it is Texas deserts. Here, 80% of the area of this patch should have a common climate and normal ecological conditions. That's the rule. But here, India and Indonesia, which is shown in circles, are green in color. What does it mean? That this is the spatial area, 15% area. Basically, India and Indonesia should have been desert. But here it is a green, it is lively. That's because we have monsoons. And it's a time of monsoons. You know, monsoons is the summer of the north hemisphere, but during that time we get rains, so high temperature, good amount of water gives a good life around this area. So because we live in a environmentally blessed area, I think our responsibility of maintaining earth is rather more because we are blessed. And in India, there are two regions which are very dominant in mainland. One is Western Ghats and Northeast. So the people who live in the Western Ghats or Northeast have more responsibility because they have the best of the world's area with them as far as biodiversity is concerned, as far as life and life support systems are concerned. Well, in this kind of connection, 2 years back, Serena Foundation in Hyderabad formed a South Asia People's Action on Climate Change. And so many countries from South Asia have joined that. And it's a one unit because we have the common environment and we should fight for a right. Well, then one more thing I want to tell you about here. 2 years back, 2 years back in 2019, all the companies which produce plastic have come together and formed a conglomerate. And this merit is cleaning. They have taken the first project of cleaning seas. And that project they have taken to clean South Asian seas. They haven't taken to clean this because people know that this is a unique area and this area has to be protected first. Thank you. The next one, madam. Well, in recent past, since 1950 till 1950, things were believed to be all right. But 3050 onwards, we started finding something happened on this earth and some visual changes have seen on this happening on this earth. And these changes have been recorded, and these changes clearly say that the climate over the world, over the earth is changing. What are the happenings? The ice caps are melting, the temperature, sea temperature is rising, seas are rising, rains are erratic, bird migration. Well, all this was understood because the biologists who were studying, they found the erratic shifting or migration of insects and birds and fishes in water. And then they warned, look, something is happening. Most animals are shifting their positions. And then the physical data was collected and it was found out that Earth is changing its climate, turning little towards warming. Then the fish famine, plankton changing, then CO2 in atmosphere, which is around 200 for last 2000 years, 200 ppm has raised, has gone up to 400 ppm, 200 to 400 ppm, almost double. And all these changes have happened after 1950. And it clearly says that the global climate is changing and is changing towards warming. Well, I'll say something about global warming and climate. What's climate basically? Climate is the temperature and humidity. Well, this climate and climate of the Earth has been changing since the formation of Earth. Earth, when it was formed, is a ball of gas which cooled down to the present condition. Well, composition of the Earth. If you see the atmosphere which was first formed, it was of methane. That is replaced by carbon dioxide, and then with nitrogen with 20% of oxygen that we have today. So environment is, atmosphere has changed, land mass has changed. Land mass was one first, there's Gondwana land, then it split, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. It's been changing. The shape of seas have been changing. Well, the temperature, which was when the Earth formation temperature was close to 80, 90, average temperature of the Earth, global temperature, is now coming down gradually. Well, 600 million years back, it was the temperature was something around 35 degrees centigrade, average Earth temperature. Then it cooled down. They say around Mesozoic era, it was 28 degrees centigrade. And with the Pleistocene, which is at 35 to 40 million years back, the modern age, what we call, it was around 20 degrees centigrade, average. And for last 2000 years, the Earth climate, Earth temperature was 14 degrees, slightly less than 14 degrees centigrade. Okay, in 50 onwards, it has suddenly changing. That's about the temperature. And when temperature has come down, it has not come down gradually from let's say 80 to 70, 70 to 60. As it comes down, it has a wave nature. It goes up, then comes down, goes up, then comes down. But it takes a gradual downward slope. That up and downs are called as warm period and cool periods. Warm period and cool period. See, the ice formation is a very recent thing that happened on this Earth. Earlier, there was no ice, because Earth temperature was so high. There was no chance for Earth ice to be formed. That time, it was called a warm period and cold period. After the formation of ice, we call it ice age. Okay. Well. Here, what we have to note that this is also a natural phenomenon taking place of climate change, but the natural phenomena takes a very, very long time. See, for example, to get down the temperature from 20 to 14, it has taken 20 or 35 million years. The temperature come down to 30 to 30, average temperature to 20, it has taken 350 million years. The Mesozoic era. It's a very, very slow process that happens, but it's nothing new. If you see the carbon dioxide, the carbon dioxide concentration of the concentration of the atmosphere was 100, also 80%. During the new best life which has formed, Mesozoic era, the start of Mesozoic era, which is considered to be one of the best life over here, that time, the Earth's atmosphere had 4,000 plus ppm carbon, 4,000 plus. And today we are carrying about 400. Fine. So, what I mean to say that the Earth climate is been changing, it was changing, but this 60 years, now the temperature of the Earth in 2017 is 15.2. So 1.2 degrees centigrade temperature difference in 60 years is really alarming, really very, very bad for the climate. And it is linked. Our timing, if you see, it's with the Industrial Revolution, and the man becomes modern. We always say that this is because of human existence on this earth. We have done it. I'm very sorry to say this. If it was human to say do this, please try to understand. If humans were to do it, this could have happened 2 lakhs years ago, and not in last 200 years. So something which has happened in last 200 years is responsible for this. And this last 200 years, what we call development, advancement in application in our lifestyle is the reason for this. And we need to be careful. Well, and one more thing here, every living system or organism or a fluid has a capacity to hold on for slight changes here and there. In chemistry, we call it buffers. So buffering ability is always there with every living system. Okay. But if the pollutants, if the changes which take place is more than its bearing ability, bearing capacity, then it can't stand. Then it's a sickness that we get. So, and the living system starts collapsing if it's more than its bearing ability. So I would like to say this, with the changing 1.2 degrees centigrade in 60 years is really alarming. We have spoiled the earth a lot. That's why earth has changed its temperature, climate, entering into warm period. Now I would say that earth is sick. All right, earth is sick. Almost hospitalized or could be an ICU. That's what I would like to explain. One more thing here, I want to tell you. Warm period, everybody blames global warming is bad. I would ask you whether really global warming is bad. Because in the past, wherever the best development has taken place on this earth, it was during the warm periods. Because what happens in warm periods, the temperature being little higher, the evaporation of water is high. And the evaporation of water, high evaporation adds to high cloud formation. The atmosphere cannot hold that water, so it pours. 90% rains are in the seas, but 10% rains which are there in the on the land gets new fresh water, a good amount of fresh water to the land systems. And this fresh water is very, very important for survival on land. So for land matter, land habitat is always higher temperature is always good. Fine. This is what I understand from my biology science. Next, please. Which are the causes? There are causes are given. What are the causes for this? So causes are given: industrial development, population explosion, and because population and use of natural resources, reduction in um, forest cover and soil exposure. Because of the soil is exposed, it attacks the microbes of the soil. Change in land use pattern. The land is supposed to be, forest. Forest is a three-dimensional productive area, but any farm is two-dimensional productive area. Forest has canopy, and below canopy, every level is used for productivity. Okay, so forest when it's converted into farm, agriculture field, we have lost. Physicists can make out how much of producing area we have lost. So, and then agricultural land we use for industry. That's land use, pollution. Every time we create something with your new modern technology, which your microbes cannot process. Something which microbes process, and if we put it more on the microbes, it still is a pollution. But one which microbes cannot process because they do not know that compound, then also it adds to pollution. So we have added pollution, we have created so many materials, while ever increasing demand for material comfort and vehicles, demand for that has increased the demand of energy, and ever increasing creation of garbage. These are the reasons because of which the earth has become warm and we have entered climate change and we have entered. If you see the next please, if you see next slide please. If you see the 5 top, go to Google and find out 5 top today's carbon producing regions or carbon producing industries, then you would find the first is energy section, which produces energy, and second one is modern agriculture. The agriculture is the one which has come to the support of human when we were wanderers and gatherers and wanderers. Agriculture settled us, but that agriculture wasn't causing us much of problem. It was building up the environment. But modern agriculture, where you use pesticides, insecticides, vermicides, then weedicides, then our manures, chemical manures, then machinery, then spraying machinery, all that requires huge amount of energy. If you look at from energy point of view, just look at energy point of view. You make a chemical spending some energy and then spoil the natural recycling process. When we use antibacterial, antifungal, any anti-chemical. Okay. When you make any machinery, you put in energy, make that machine, you should be using more than that. Then you call it efficient machine. But in agriculture, modern agriculture, whatever machinery is coming now is inefficient. I just want to give you a small example. A car, which most of us use, is supposed to be used for 25 years minimum. Then you go to level without repairs. So car also is not an energy efficient machine. You can find it in Google. Go and find out. You will find it. So most machines which we have today, they are not energy efficient. If you have not paid that, Earth would have been far more better because for that, resources and energy come from Earth. Anyway, so modern agriculture is number one, and then number two is automobile industry. Number three, urbanization, which is never given importance. We all would like to see in cities, but city is not a concept of Earth, of Mother Earth. Whenever humans have been living, they live in small hutments in a small area which they call their territory. This happens with every animal. Every dog has a territory, cat has a territory, tiger has a territory, even a herd of elephants have a territory. And they share the territory inside. So sharing of territory and having your own territory is the principle or core principle of living on this earth. When and what happens in that core territory? They get the food from that, they collect the food from that, survive on that. They use the water from that, which are very essential for survival, and use that water for themselves. And then whatever waste they produce, of course, what we eat, about 60-70% goes to the waste. So what waste goes, that waste is recycled over there by organism and it builds up. So the whole system keeps on breaking up. This is what uh, organisms or living beings are expected to live on this earth. When we come with some purpose and we have cities, only humans have cities. What happens in the city? In city, I will give you an example for demand of water. A villager requires 40 liters of water per day. And in place like Belgaum, the municipality says 165 liters to be given to every individual. And place like Mumbai or Bangalore, it is 300 liters plus for every individual. Okay. So what I meant to say, you have to supply water to keep this energy has to be spent, water has to be stored, and water has to be supplied to them. And this, if you compare 40 liters and 300 liters, is if one person has to be living in city like Bangalore or Mumbai, for him, there should be 10, 15, 10, almost 8 to 9 people in the village area who should be made deprived of water. Then you can support one in city. So urbanization is not a good concept for Earth. We have done it. Anyway, that's about the water. About the food. So whatever food in that area is not sufficient. You have to bring the food from outside. So you have to use more area outside that and bring it here. So transportation comes in. Whatever comes in, out of that 60% is the waste. So that has again to go back, otherwise it gets accumulated. And for all these energies required, for all these transportation required, facilities required, and then cities become unbearable concept from energy point of view for Mother Earth. And this is the one which stands fifth in the list of carbon producing units. Next, please. Well, it's conflicts. Friends, we have education system, we have TV, media, social media, then advertisements. They are giving you lots of inputs about what's happening around, thinking that they are making you understand things, they are informing you so many things. Friends, are they informing facts? So because every system that informs you has some hidden agenda. And they want to see that you get a little correct information which is modified to their what you call purpose. And then this leads to lot of confusion in us. And I call it a conflict. These conflicts are going to be with everybody. My dear friends, when you want to develop any kind of, understand any kind of situation or develop your own strategies or your faith, your beliefs, you need to know this, what conflicts I'm facing in this modern world. Okay, the first and the biggest one is economy versus ecology. Ecology is for living, survival, ecosystem, where the energy flows, its principles are different, its logic is different. Similarly, there is economy. Unfortunately, what has happened in economy and ecology, the principles are almost same, with variations in its working. Economy is basically a man-made imagination, that's money. Of course, I'm no authority to speak on economics, but whatever I've read from some of the best people and discovered, it says economy is an idea which is created by humans to convert your resources into something virtual, and that's money. And today, what has happened? In the course of time, because it's repeatedly been told to us, we believe money more than environment. Because we're insured. And money, we always dream. It's virtual. It's not a reality. So we always find I want more, more, more and more. So we believe in money more than economy. Friends, I will tell you here at this junction that today we had enough of ecology. We are spoiling Earth, so our ecology has come into difficulty. So our survival come into difficulty. You have to fix up what you want to believe, and this conflict is going to be there with you. Please decide. Then, second conflict is use and misuse. Whatever you want, use. And as Gandhi said or something, there's everybody's need and everybody's use. There's a plenty on this earth. Because finally on this earth, it's related with the biomass ratio. I'm not going to discuss about that biomass ratio, but as much of biomass can be supported by this earth, earth has enough to provide for survival of all that biomass. And when humans are made, 7 billion humans are made on this earth, there is the biomass which is there to which makes human to support that enough resources are there on this mother. Well, but what's the problem? Problem is not use. The problem is misuse. For example, electricity we have. Earlier we had to understand electricity is been made for what? For our use. But what do we do? What do we do with it? Today we want power. We want this. We can't stand anything. We want fan. The temperature is little one. We want fan. We want this. We want. And are we really using our energy, or under the blanket of use we are misusing? Ask for yourself. Same thing with the water. Water requirement is much less. But what do we do? When in bathroom, we keep the tap open. When we want to have one, we use waste a lot of water in cleaning. We waste water. The cost of water, natural water is different, and urban water is very, very high. So we misuse water. We misuse energy. We misuse resources. Well, I can go with 5 kinds of shirts. I want 10. 6. One more. So we go on misusing the natural resources for just we want, and that is what the advertisement gives us. That's what. Second, of course, the need and greed is same. I take that first and then go to clean and healthy. Need and greed. Need for everybody's need. But there is something called greed. As I said about the shirts, as I said, most people, I want something. Then they feel that possession of that is my right. So I want more. And this greed, as Gandhi said, there is enough for everybody's need, but not everybody's greed. Not everybody's greed. I would tell you, even today, single person's greed. If you look at Ambani, Adani, and all that, you would come to know that their greed has no end, and they would take the entire one. Next, coming to one, clean. I'm sorry, direct the previous one. Clean and healthy. So this is again a concept. Clean idea is man-made, and healthy is natural. So we a lot of time confuse clean with healthy. Clean and dirty, or clean and unclean. Everything clean is not healthy. Everything unclean is not unhealthy. Okay, I just give you a small example of clean and healthy. I want to clean my compound, my flat. I take it and dump it into a garbage bag downstairs. I didn't even plant today. And I clean my house. And I say I've cleaned. Is that cleaning? I've transferred the waste, unbearable waste to some other place. And what is healthy? I have a pet where I have grown some bacteria. I put it, and within a couple of days it recycled, and 30th day I have a beautiful manure. That is the healthy idea. So what I should be doing, I should decide. See, Swachh Bharat, the Swasth Bharat is the better idea. Swasth Bharat is the healthy idea. Swachh Bharat is the clean idea. So I would say clean, yes. Clean says I don't want anything there, no bacteria, nothing. It should be spotless. You cannot have a place like that on the earth. If you make the place clean, immediately the bacteria will come, and then only the bad bacteria, opportunities will get a chance, because the healthy are not there. If healthy are there, opportunities don't get, and most of the opportunities are bad bacteria. Most of the healthy are good bacteria. See, for our body, 99.99% of the bacteria which live on this earth are healthy to my body. Only few are bad. Only few. And when I remove healthy from the area, bad get a chance to create. When healthy are there, healthy are expected to survive. So it's clean and healthy. You should know what I'm doing. And most of your biology students, you can understand very well what is clean and what is healthy. One more, conservation is the principle of the mother earth. Conservation, everything has to recycle and conserve, right? What we are doing today, all that, yeah, use it, throw it off, and show as if that's a great life. This will lead to confusion. So that conflict, I want to make you aware that there is another conflict that we have. All right, now the next one. Well, because of all this understanding and faith, we have made most of us have made a mindset. And this mindset is, I want a luxurious life. This education treats you with it. Because of this, that Greta Thunberg is out saying that education is spoiling me. And she goes for no education, no schooling. And the 144 countries of the world join her in 18. You have seen this happening. And I'm sorry, in 19. You have seen this happening. Why she came out? Because she says everybody teaches me to use maximum resources. And if I use maximum resources, I'm somebody special. Which is not right. I should be living with minimum resources. Then I'm doing good with the mother earth. This is reality. But what is taught is different. So we also have, every one of you want a lovely house, lovely, nice place to live, everything at your right, and everything is a button. This happens. And comfortable life. See, just a small thing. Last century, last 2.5 centuries, Europe and America went for USA and Europe went for a comfortable life, luxurious life. And they exploited the whole world because the resources were not only for their own areas, but rest of the world which they had conquered and which was going to them today. And together they are about 100 million. Sorry, 100 crores altogether. Today, if China and India, which are rising power, China is already a big power. India, if everybody thinks to live like that, we would minimum require 4 Earths because we are 300 crores. And 1 Earth for them and 3 Earths for us, so 4 Earths. Unfortunately, we don't have. So whether that idea is right? So luxurious and comfortable life. So you have mind which is anti-environment, anti-other earth. Holding habit. Holding habit, people are holding habit. And this is, of course, what I'm telling you is more in latest people, educated people. Holding habit is one that I want to hold more, I want to have more. So as I said, I need only 6 dresses for me, for my life, to live. But come on, I have more money, I'm little better, I should have some more, I should have some more. So I add my shoes, add this. And there I start feeling, if I don't have 25 sets of dress, I'm not comfortable. And this is what holding habit. I will tell you one small incident of mine in US. I'd been to one of my relatives in US and there was something wrong. So I had to fix up the rope, the thread, and I wanted the gum and thread to fix up something. I was at home, nothing to do. So once I found out that fault, I wanted that. So I went there. I asked the lady of the house, I would like to do it. Anyway, I have no time to pass. I would do it. Then she said, okay, you do it. I said, I want gum and thread. She said, go down below. There is a garage and a cellar is there. Good. I don't know where. Go and find it. So I went there. I took it out. There I found the gum which I wanted. What they call Gorilla Gum. Huge packets of Gorilla Gum. 20, 15 packets. In each packet, there are 15 or 20 Gorilla Gum. And I touched that and I found that most of have become turned hard. So there are no more gums. So only few of them were soft. So I picked up one, came out, picked up. I did my job. I thanked her. And then I told that lady, how much things are there? It's almost like a shop in India. I've seen at the guard. She says, no. That's what. If it is not there, my family, my husband doesn't feel comfortable. So I allow it. This is what is a holding habit with educated people in our country, in human society. Well, that's bad. That's again anti-environment, anti-murderer. Then right without responsibility. We want everything as right because I'm human. I got right. But every right comes with responsibility. Are we standing for the responsibility? Are we thinking of responsibility? When I eat a banana, throwing off banana peel or disposing banana peel is my responsibility. I can't say that I eat banana, throw it on the road, and municipality does it. Okay. The other thing is, now what's going on the social media? The IMA, Indian Medical Association, charging this one, Ayurveda medicine and Baba Ramdev. For what? But that Ayurvedic medicine and Baba Ramdev has served human society over thousands of years. Yours is right, you are correct, whatever I say. The new modern allopathy and IMA, right? You are just for last 70, 80 years. And you are treating, you are good from your point of view. They are good from their point of view. Both have to live together. Every society has lived with every controversy. Why do you say that when I leave, you should be banned and you start respecting them, they will respect you. Both of you can live comfortably. And person like me who owns the body would get a better choice to go to whom. So it's a better for society. But still, educated people, whatever, I want to leave and you should not leave, not correct. Okay? So this is what I would like to say, that there's a right with responsibility is in our mind. We'll have correct know it and then we can take a right decision. And today we have become lot self-centered. We consider our we and we alone. When cooperation is gone. Basically, any any social organism has to live in its territory with certain number which is variable to that territory and live there with understanding. You see all the cultures, previous cultures, North American, you can see that Apache culture or Red Indian culture, South American Maya, Inca culture, or South African society, which is even today living, and Indian society, Buddhist and of Eastern Asia. You see all these cultures, they live with we in cooperation is the principle of their survival. Whereas it's a European culture that I would like to live with me. And that has come in us so much that we have become terribly self-centered. And we are going away from cooperation. Next, please. Okay. Now, the remedies, what we can be doing. But before going to remedies, I want to do two more warnings I would like to give you here. One is understand rich and powerful. I'm very sorry, but this is the reality. Rich and powerful are corporates. And they are rich because they have a lot of money. They control a lot of money power, money production power, and they have power to execute. This rich and powerful, there are two types of rich and powerful. We are commoners, we are third group. We are just the followers. What happens from top, we just follow. That we are there, you and me. But in rich and powerful, corporates, I would like to warn you and just keep it in mind, think in this line. Look, there are two kinds of rich and powerful. One kind of rich as far as our today's climate change is concerned. They say because they control a lot of industry and they have a lot of income, economic power, they feel that anything with the environment, they would have to cut down their business, and if they have to cut down business, they'll lose their power. And because of the fear of that, they say global warming not happening. You know, there's a large group of people, including President Trump, ex-President Trump, that I'm in that group is not happening. It's a natural phenomenon. Somebody's pulling you. Because these small changes are not noticeable of everybody. But this is what they do. They are far more better people, I would say. There's another group of very rich and powerful, which are more dangerous, and they're corporates again. What they do, they understand that this is what is happening. And what they do next, they will tell you, well, this is happening, you have to be careful. And what is it? I will not do anything. I will stand as I am. You change. You bring this in change. You live like this so that we'll save the mother earth. They would not say, I would bring down my business and do it. For example, I'll give you. Couple of years back, there's a new style came that carbon credit. I think most people, most engineers, most program planners and chartered accountants still talk about carbon credit. What do you mean by carbon credit? They say you save carbon for the mother earth. I will keep producing my carbon. Do you know what they say? There are two kids of the mother. One says puts all the pressure on the mother, and others say don't push pressure on the mother. Mother is very busy. I would not pay, but you do this. I'll not pay. Are you going to take care of your mother? One recent example, sir, this modern world is telling all the developing world that go in for nuclear reactors. Last 10 years, you must have seen every third world country has been told go for nuclear, go for nuclear. I would like to tell you one thing. In Tampa in 2014 or 15, new state of art, beautiful, huge power station was built. And what do you know what is the fuel? It is coal. But they want rest all to use it. These corporate structures are more dangerous. They'll exploit you. You have to know what I'm doing. You saying no or saying yes is your power. So you have to say yes or no. Understand it. So please keep it in mind what you can find. Next, mushroom and logic. I said about myself and cooperation. Mushroom. Mushroom, because my students are biology, they would understand mushroom better, so I use this term, mushroom and pig. Mushroom is when there is a waste, it comes, it goes very fast within a couple of days, few days, goes to the best, and then it doesn't care what it takes, what it doesn't take, and it dies. But in that small time of time, it goes, and whatever it makes, it takes 100% of it. And it tells everybody, yes, look at me, I was nobody, I became so big, but just disappear from the scene in short time. But they do not talk about disappearing. They say, I would so much, I became so much in such a short time. That's mushroom culture. We have fig culture. Fig tree is supposed to live for 200 years. And if you have to live for 200 years, it knows, I cannot live on my own. Initially, it will take whatever it wants, whatever best it takes. But as it grows, it knows that I can't live without microbes. I can't live without other plants. I can't live without insects. I can't live without birds, because their waste they're bringing in, and that flow of natural resources has to be there. So they start accumulating them. And when they accumulate all those, when they live like together in cooperation with the rest of the species, then that tree survives or ensures its life for 200 years. And you decide what you want. Well, if you want to have a big logic and live longer, you got to live with the physical logic. Then you should not confuse with what mushroom says. If you want a mushroom, be a mushroom. Forget about big logic. So this logic you should keep in mind. Same thing, understand me, earth and ecosystem. Me, earth and ecosystem. But it's the same thing as big logic. I understand. What happened in that? What if you understand in this? I may not get what 100% I produce. I may get 60% of what I produce. If I mushroom, I get 100% of what I produce. If I get I make in fig, I get 60%, it could be 50%. And 50% I share with the rest. But the rest herein gives me a guarantee or insurance of 200 years. Now what do you want? You want you to survive, your kids to survive, their kids to survive, or you want to survive one day, I'll say bye-bye and get out of it. That's mushroom and that's it. Please understand this. Well, now comes to action. In my opinion, today, the Mother Earth is in deep trouble, is in ICU. Mother Earth knows how to take care of it because she has faced so many such difficult situations, difficult times in the past, in the last 5,000 million years. Everywhere the change took place, she was in difficulty. She has come out. And Mother Earth is living. Do not know whether Mother Earth will continue, but it is certain to continue as living. It will take shock, it will bring in change, and it will do it. When she's sick, what should we be doing? What should we be doing? We should see that, okay, Mom, you work for 24 hours in a day, out. I would take my responsibility, I would make you rest better. If you rest better, you'll improve better, If you improve better, you can take care of my successes in better way. So for that, I should take care of, I would say it will boil down to conserve food, conserve water, conserve natural resources, and respect microbes. Only these things are expected from you. And for this, the best is 5R solutions, which are mentioned here. 5R solutions, what they say, anything new comes to you which you don't need. I'm not talking about it, I'm talking about need. Then refuse it. That first R stands for. Second R, if you cannot refuse, then reduce its use. If you reduce use, then the next is you reuse. So whatever you have been small you have got, which you don't, I mean, which you see is beyond your need, reuse it, reuse it, reuse it. And if it cannot be reused, then due to that the structure, then recycle. So there are 4 R's. And 5th R is rethink of your livelihood, rethink your priorities, rethink what you want to do in achieving life. Don't get confused with whatever the media is telling, whatever the people are telling. Have your own ideas, live with you. My dear friends, I want to tell you one more thing. You have much more brain cells than the older generation. And that's happened on this earth. It's been proved. So you have a better CPU, you have better values, you can better assess, you can quicker assess, you will come out with the greatest solution. Next slide, please. You will come out with the greatest solutions to take care of your mother. And you survive. And when you take care of Mother Earth, you get a divine feeling that I played my role for the betterment of my Mother Earth. All the best to you, my friends. Take care. Thank you very much.
On the occasion of World Environment Day, it is essential for all to realize that every little deed matters. When it comes to saving the environment, no matter how small a step you are taking to lead a greener lifestyle, as the saying goes, every drop makes an ocean. It is true in this case as well. Thank you, sir, for the informative and stimulating presentation. Now, the platform is open for discussion. If participants is having any questions, you can unmute and ask.
Well, I want to ask people, can I speak? Can I speak, please?
Yes, sir, you can speak, sir.
Yes. Have I scared you? Because this change is really, really bad for us. And if we don't come out of it, if we don't take care of our, let our Mother Earth rest and recover, our future as human species is very difficult. So I'm requesting you, I am 60 plus, older generation, I have few days on this Mother Earth. But younger generation has more years to spend on this Mother Earth. And their generation also have to. So take care, your responsibility is more in taking care of it. My generation could have spoiled it, sir, but your generation has to take it. It's a reality. Maybe little frightening. Okay. Any questions?
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you tell us few things which we students can follow to reduce our carbon footsteps, sir?
Can you tell us few things that students can reduce? Okay. You can definitely, everybody, you can. What do you think? Reduce carbon. Say, well, you can say when you come with a motorcycle to the school, you can say I would start going by reduce your carbon. When you come home, you don't leave any trash in your plate. Don't waste it. You can see that when you drink water, you can keep the tap closed to save water. You can when you come to school,
Sir, please mute. Sir,
Sir,
please unmute.
I'm you. Am I
Sir.
audible?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. Sir, please unmute, sir.
So take care of.
sir, once again, please unmute.
All right. You can take care of your environment by reducing your energy demand. Instead of late night studies, you study in the daytime. See that over there and sleep in the night so you can save energy.
Sir, please unmute.
Why don't it become mute? Am I audible again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these natural resources with through 5 hours, you can definitely do it. You have to think what you are doing like. So if you are staying close to college, you can walk or bicycle to the school. Or if you are far away, take a public transport. If it's not available, then share. 2, 3 of coming, come share. See, your needs have to be fulfilled. Okay. But at the same time, water, food. Decide that you are not going to leave any piece in your plate after you have finished food. That will save a lot of food. Okay. And then mm, energy, water, lifestyle. Yes, you want so many dresses, you want so many shoes. Please control that feeling and say, if I can go with one, doesn't matter. You need not see what others feel. You should care for what you feel, and that's the priority, I feel. Others will say with their ideas. Anything more, sir?
Thank you, sir.
Sir. So there is one more question by Bimba Nadkarni, madam.
Okay.
Good
Madam?
morning. Good morning. Really did not know that global warming is helpful too. Thank you.
Yes.
Wanted to ask if warm weather really help COVID virus to get less powerful. This is the question, sir.
I would, a COVID virus is the one thing which has come now. But do you know what COVID virus done to environment? Because human activity outside has reduced, most of the natural systems has developed better. I give you an example in our college campus. Our botany department has studied out. We had 20-25 varieties of, the fungus. You asked Madam Shital Desai that their group has identified more than 190 species of fungus in the college campus because the activity is less, warming period, and spreading. See, I'll tell you, the damage of this is rising seas, and most of the Western world has their investment, whatever they have earned, they put in cities and they're around the sea coast. If the sea level rises, most of the cities will drown. And that's the fear that they have. And they want to imbibe the same fever with us. In Indian societies, or in African societies, or even Asian societies, hardly sea coast was not habitable place. All our societies are interior on the banks of river. Europe is not possible because Europe is very cold, so they will have little better convenient climate along the seas. That's why they are settled there. So we did not have Mumbai, Madras, Calcutta earlier. Britishers have made these places. What were our places? Hyderabad, Delhi, they are on the bank of the river. So we are not worried about this one, farming. Only thing, we'll have to live with the warming. Then if a person can live outside under the tree with at 20, 23, 24, 20, I mean 30, 32 degrees centigrade temperature, I need AC. So if I make an effort that let me try and get it there, it will take a few days, but I would go up to 28, 29. That by that I can reduce my load. Carbon I don't want taking. I can take little train, go out and do it. Hope I've answered your question, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, there is one more question by Bharti Sawant, madam. Existing pandemic situation is created by nature for healing the earth, sir.
It could be, I don't know. And if it is, it will be the Earth's idea to restrict human interference everywhere. Now you are meant to stay at home. Bharti, your idea is really good. If that is the story, then it's Earth's defense mechanism. But I doubt, because nowadays the discussion goes that it's a man-made for as a weapon to fight against different countries. Whatever is disclosed, I don't know. I take with a pinch of objection to it. It's not correct. Because whatever the Western world says or whatever the media says today, everybody has its own agenda. So when you want to realize, it should be without agenda.
So is it man-made virus, sir?
It has been said that, and the discussions are going on. The world is still believing it is. See, if you ask me as a student of biology, how does evolution take place? Evolution takes place with the lacuna somewhere, a vacuum somewhere, and the animals around try to occupy that vacuum in the ecosystem, and they develop for that. And that's regional. The vacuum is not created over the whole world. Vacuum is created in a small part of ecosystem, small patch of ecosystem. Okay, and that gets adjusted over there. That's how the evolution takes place. And then when they're successful, they spread. They are successful, they spread. Their spreading depends upon their success. But there can't be any animal, any virus, which can be adjusted to all the situations, which is very difficult to believe as a student of biology. But again, I would take everything with a feeling that whatever he wants to tell me, he has an agenda behind it.
Yes, sir.
Good morning,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
First of all, I would like to thank you. You showed all the positive approaches which we faced. And because of Corona, we have recovered from so many issues, sir. But after Corona phase, will we come back to the situation which we were facing before?
I would
Or
like
will
to
we?
say something. I would like to say something different in this.
Yes, sir.
After Corona, the man is an animal who is scared. The most scared animal or most timid animal in the world is human being. Okay, I must have said it a number of times. But why? Because in a room, if you are there and a rat is there, who runs out of the room, rat or you? That means we are scared of every animal, thinking that it's difficult from, it is um, uh, challenge to my survival.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
because of Corona, the fear of Corona is so much. Of course, when you see people on market on open time, you really get scared. But the Corona has played its role. It has scared people a lot. And year after, people will develop a habit that go out only when required. The way they were going out in 2019 will not happen hereafter. Of course, there are few who are going to do it. Those who believe in, I would say mushroom culture, I don't care culture. Fine, they will do it. But majority Yes, I think.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, there is one more question by the student. Soham Saple. Sir, I wanted to ask, in this pandemic situation, the wildlife poaching and trading is increasing. What could be solution for this?
See, I know for sure in Khanapur Taluk, last pandemic lockdown, many people came down home. They had nothing to do. So it was month of March, April, summer. They would find going into forest and poaching, and they did a lot. Okay. Yes, even I have said I noted it. I reported this matter also. What's happening? Uh, Poaching. If you keep them human beings like this, see, a person from Mumbai or a city will not go for poaching. It's a villager who goes poaching. He knows it. Okay. So we'll have to tell them that without them, it's difficult. Actually, we have to realize it and change ourselves. But I don't think you can change somebody's fixed ideas. Different.
Thank you, sir.
So, Rekha, is it over?
Thank you, sir. Now, we are at the end of this event. I request Ms. Ruth thanks.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Ms. Rutuja, am privileged to propose vote of thanks on this occasion of World Environment Day.
Over to you, Rutuja.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes. Sure.
Yes, yes. Yes, Rutuja.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Ms. Rutuja, am privileged to propose vote of thanks on this occasion of World Environment Day. Firstly, I thank today's guest lecturer, Professor S.Y. Prabhu sir, for his informative words and enlightening us with the brief knowledge about environment. I thank all the management members for their support and accompany. I thank Principal Dr. N.D. Hegde sir for encouraging us in conducting this event. Lastly, I thank all my student friends for your patient hearing. Thank you one and all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Very well done, brother.
Thank you very much.